to Glam Estates Radio with your hosts CoCo and Gregory, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hello everyone and welcome to Glam Estates, another sunny and very warm Wednesday. We're here in Los Angeles with CoCo Shelburne.
Hello.
Hey CoCo.
Hi Gregory, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, fantastic. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Good. We have a very interesting topic today.
Oh, I thought you were going to introduce our guest first.
Oh yes. Oh my God. I thought you were going to do it
goodness.
actually. I don't know if you can see, but we have a very special guest today. Her name is what? It's Coco's dog. I'll give you a hint. So if it's Coco's dog, what's your name? Chanel. So you have Coco and Chanel today.
But she's here to demonstrate a particular point. But we thought she should be participating with you here in the studio a little bit because, frankly, she's darn cute. And since she's a therapy dog, she just gives us all kinds of great warm and fuzzies. Ha ha. But not to let you feel uncomfortable. She's here to help you get comfortable with the idea of listing your home. So that's sort of our topic. Sorry, I gave it away.
She's the nicest. No, I was going to say about Chanel, she's like the nicest dog ever. She doesn't know how to bark. She doesn't know how.
Not at all.
She doesn't know how to,
She just dances.
It's
perfect that way.
She's just a very nice dog.
Yeah. So I kind of gave it away there, but Gregory,
okay.
why don't you tell us a little bit about what the subject of tonight's show will be?
Right. So as I was saying, it's a very interesting topic tonight, especially for sellers, for homeowners. We are going to give away some of the most important tips when preparing and when listing your home and when you're putting it on the market, what to expect, how to prepare yourselves, and how to market it better. We're going to give you tips and we're going to tell you, what is the right thing to do versus what's wrong and for sure what to expect.
And what to expect especially, exactly, Gregory. Make a good point that, you might get to the point where you're ready to go, you think you're prepared to consider this idea, but maybe you're not quite sure. And sometimes getting through the information and what to expect is the easiest way to know if you're really 100% comfortable, ready to go. We encourage you, though, that given the housing market, that if you're looking to do any kind of a change or a move, this is great timing for you. But we're going to share with you what to do and what to expect. And Gregory's going to start it off with some great tips first.
Well, the best tips, the best tip when trying to sell your home, when you're thinking of selling your home, is pick up your phone and call me or Coco.
Well, that's true.
That's the best thing you have to the best thing you have to do for yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I could try to say that with a straight face. Yes. Did everyone see that? Anyway, but you might feel like a lost puppy on this in some sense.
Right.
This is kind of the analogies I like to use. You might be thinking you're ready and, you feel like a lost puppy in a sense. You don't know where to go, but we're going to take you to the park and walk you through it so you don't have to worry and you can go run around and enjoy yourself.
We're also gonna tell you why it's important not to sell it for yourself and not to be so brave to be a for sale by owner. Why it's not a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. So let's get to the part where you're ready to. You think you're ready.
Yes.
So you're ready to put it on the market. First thing we recommend that you do is know about taking things away that you don't need. For example, you want your home to be really looking its best when people are coming and walking through. So one of the best things you can do is take things away. Get ready. You're going to move, so start packing. Basically, take things out of the room. What would you start with? What room would you start with, Gregory?
Remove the clutter. That's very important. I would start for sure from the kitchen, and I would go to bedrooms and the living room as well.
Right. So you things we don't necessarily think about. I know we're used to seeing things out and around, and maybe we wouldn't leave them out. For example, I wouldn't leave my glasses out here and this on the table for very long. I would be sure to, especially starting in the kitchen, clear off the countertops. Take as many things off of the counter as possible. Take the magnets off the fridge. Take the pictures off the wall in the kitchen. Any religious items, they're fantastic, but they can inhibit people to feel at home in their own beliefs in their own way in that space. So
the pictures and all that is very important to take away your personal stuff, and for reasons of security as well, because you don't want people to know who lives in this home.
Yeah, I mean, in the information age that we live in, the more you can secure your information, the better. What we like to do, we go through and we basically itemize with people on a list what to take away. I think that sort of goes back to, and I know I make Gregory crazy about this from time to time. I know. He's great for analytics, and I'm thinking straightforward, like, oh, security. Boop, boop, boop. You know, I've got that criminal justice background.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. That has to do with your past
well,
and your.
You know, I worked too many years in that to not let it be, you know, something I like to take with me and as a benefit to my clients. I think that way for security and to make sure that not only the transaction is right, I do think like a cop that way. It's really true. But especially for security and to make sure that your privileged information is not revealed unnecessarily. So we go through and we get really thorough. Some people believe that they would like to have their things out to show people who they are. And that's absolutely wonderful. We're just trying to express to you what we see as the trend in the market to get you the most people there and the most eyes who are ready and willing and able to write you an offer that makes sense and above asking price, hopefully.
CoCo, buyers have to imagine the home that they're walking in as it was theirs. And in order for this to happen, it has to be as empty as it can, so they can imagine themselves putting their furniture in there and imagine themselves living. They cannot get a good perspective of a place that is full of somebody else's items and
and their memories.
And
exactly. Their memories are in every corner, which is awesome. Which is interesting. Is that's part of what will sell your home, and yet at the same time, you want it to be just the right balance. So we recommend you basically clear your spaces. We like to get people started with boxes straight away so that they can get started for their moving and get prepared. We bring the whole package over, you know, moving items, boxes, tape, pens, that kind of thing to get you started. Because even if it's going to take a little while, which it probably won't take too long.
Especially when we come in.
Honestly, it is usually a short period of time. So you don't want to be rushed. And the more organized and the more at ease it is for each box, the easier the transition is. Who knows if you've been there for a month or 40 years? Who knows how long you've been in that home? Whatever amount of time you've been there, you don't want to feel rushed or uncomfortable. So get the boxes started, get that going, and go room by room and take out absolutely everything that's non-essential.
Exactly.
Think like you're going on a vacation for a month. What do you need in that space for 1 month? And that's a good rule of thumb to keep available and out. And then what we do, of course, is once that space is empty, we add in the next element, which is
staging.
Right. Staging is really important. It's so important that we've gone through and we actually made a video series with regard to this and helping people understand what pieces of staging are most important. We bring in professionals and we go room by room.
Exactly.
And highlight the areas and the features. A stager is fantastic. If we recommend you really use a staging professional who's going to go in and do that for you.
And has a very good perception of the space and knows how to fill the space.
We certainly, we bring in our own people for that as well. Mm-hmm. But try not to do it yourself. And the reason why we say that is it's not that you don't have great taste, and it's not that your stuff isn't quote unquote good enough. It's not that. What it is, it gives you, if you have someone else come in, there's a third party who knows the latest trends, knows the latest things that buyers are looking for that are highlighted. And what they've been studying all the time is now implemented into your home so that you get the biggest advantage, hopefully even towards your neighbor's house who might be on the market with no staging. So it gives you that fresh and clean atmosphere for every buyer when they come through. They get it. And you maximize your top dollar. So.
And for that also, let me add, CoCo mentioned it earlier, we have done a video about staging that you can see at our YouTube channel. If you press Glam Estates on YouTube, all our videos are there. And
where are they again? I'm sorry.
On YouTube, Glam Estates,
right.
under Glam Estates. Also, since I said
So
that,
glad you reminded me.
let me tell you. Let me give you the phone number for the radio station if you would like to call in and if you have any questions. It's 818
Call me.
570 5085. 818 570 5085. You can also write at our wall on Glam Estates. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free. We would love to hear it.
So on that next step, and we're talking about walls and writing on the walls. So here's another point to make. Say you have had people writing on the wall. Maybe it wasn't on your Facebook wall. For example, my nephew, he may have come through at some point.
And we've been to many homes that were like...
I can only give examples of where I know, growing up and I, being my own artistic self that I've been. I know I have grabbed a crayon or two and drawn on my own wall of home as a kid, of course. Let's say it wasn't recently.
I never did that. When I was kid.
Anyway.
I'm only kidding. I was doing that too.
So it's a good note to keep to yourself is that, look, whatever colors you may have going on the walls, or maybe you have multiple colors, maybe it's from a crayon, maybe it's not, maybe you got creative with the paint. It's a wonderful investment for yourself to have that fresh coat of paint on the walls.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not because it's not a great color. It's not because you don't have great taste. It has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not it's pleasing aesthetically. It really has to do with, again, this is now a space that you are selling for a buyer to come in and get the biggest opportunity for you to maximize your long-term investment. Who knows how long you've owned it, but you should deserve to get top dollar in your home. And yes, it might be really worth it. We have people come through and they say, you know what, you're right. Maybe the wall is green because your son loved the color green, and green is amazing color, and green is a lively color. And it does not appeal to absolutely everyone to have a green wall.
Use neutral colors.
Yeah, use neutral, lighter colors, not white, but something in between. Again, we can give you input on that, but stay in the lighter range just to highlight things for yourself. Even leave one wall as one highlighted color. That helps quite a bit. So it gives not only the feeling of space, but it also increases in the mindset of the buyer that you've maintained that home.
Exactly.
They love that idea that they don't have anything that they can really look at other than the walls and the floors and look around and see, has this home been taken care of? Maybe you've been taking care of the pipes and the roof and the interior, and it may not show on the surface. But remember, a buyer will know whether or not they want that home in how long, Gregory? Less than a minute?
Yeah.
Right? 30 seconds to 45 seconds.
First impression.
The very first thing they're going to see.
And believe me, people do look on the details. It's very important.
It is, and it can be tough to hear. I mean, in any of our own spaces, but once you've made the choice that you're ready to move forward, you're ready to be getting the most for your investment and get into your new and next chapter. My goodness, who knows where you're going to? Maybe you're going to Florida. Maybe you have a job transfer. Maybe you're thinking about moving to the golf course so you can be closer to go play more often.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe you're moving to the ocean. Maybe you've got a bigger place.
Try have a mindset that the home is not yours, or that you sold it.
Yeah,
already.
that you're
it's not yours.
moving
You
to
don't
your
own
next
it.
step. It'll really help you be able to get the most for your money.
It's important. Change your mindset.
Unfortunately, those who have struggled in the detachment of that home are on the market longer, have fewer offers, and most certainly make less money for their investment. And listen, you're going to need and want every single penny to come to you so that you can enjoy your next chapter, whatever that's going to be.
Really important. Small little things like this, like paint the rooms, patch the cracks around the doors.
Yes.
These cracks, my God.
Oh, the cracks.
Easy,
yes,
very
yes.
easy stuff. Very easy stuff. You can hire two
Don't
people.
hide anything.
2 people for 2 days. They charge you like $200-300. It's really
worth
it.
Every
you
penny.
give $300 to $500, and it can make you thousands.
Absolutely,
for sure.
No question. Hands down, handyman work or handy woman work, depending, can fix things for you, even if it's like small things. Maybe you have. I mean, it could be anything. If something that's broken. If there's something broken in the home and it's cheap to fix,
Exactly.
please fix it. And the only reason why I say that to you is some people have said over the years, oh, well, let's just make a list of the things that they're going to want to fix, and we'll just give them a credit. And that is an option. But let me share with you that the list that you get will be 10 times longer than if you had just been able to take the bull by the horns in the beginning. Because if you let a few things go, then there's this perception from a buyer that you're not maintaining the home.
Exactly.
So if you can, it's not always true, but let's say that this is a home where you've been living there, chances are pretty good. Hey, look, we all have a couple things to pick up around. We all do. So start to look at it from the perspective of, okay, I'm walking in here, gosh, I didn't realize this screen window has been torn for like 6 years and I never fixed it. Okay, call the screen guy. It's $15 for a screen. Seriously, it's very inexpensive. And you can get a lot more money out of it. The less they see, the less they're going to try to negotiate.
I just thought of something.
Do share.
The walls are old. We did have somebody that said that, so, you know.
Grigore. The
Just
walls are old.
Freshen them up a little. Freshen them up a little.
We're going to talk about that too. Listen, one of the things, you've got the list of things, and clean up the yard. The yard is important. I know it sounds like a hassle, but even a week's worth of handyman coming through, taking out the stuff that you're not going to keep. Listen, this is a great time to make your donations to whatever your favorite charity is. Get those tax collected slips together. Get them started now. We'll give you a folder. You can put everything together at the same time so you can have a quick reference to that. Believe me, you'll start feeling very refreshed. Have a yard sale. Get everything out of there. And then as you're investing
Clean
in this.
the garage.
Oh, the garage. Yes.
The front yard, some curb appeal.
Yeah. Well, that's even something we could do. We frequently recommend that we have our local gardener comes in and does a little freshening up. Or if you have a great gardener you love, let's put some flowers out there. Just a little bit of extra goes a very long way. And as you were saying, old walls. Okay, so kind of an example of what you may see and be prepared for. One of the things you want to be prepared for, among other things, is you're going to hear very odd things. Okay, so you've gotten the house cleaned up. You've got the boxes away. You've got fresh paint on the walls. Mm-hmm. You've got the yard cleaned up. You've got all that squared away. You've got fabulous agents like us coming in and posting your home up for sale. Now that it's available worldwide, people are going to come in. Guess what's going to happen on day one of your open house?
What's going to happen, Coco? What's going to happen?
Holy schmoly, Andy. Remember Mrs. Johnson who lives down the street?
Oh.
And she loves to tell you how her house has always been the better house in the neighborhood, and she can't understand why no one wants to have weeds that are as high as the windows, 8 feet tall.
Guess what's her dream? Guess what's her dream?
What?
To come to your open house and ruin it.
To come to your open house on night one, or I should say on the weekend
and ruin it.
And say all kinds of crazy stuff to you in front of your potential buyers. Well, we have a remedy for that, but you be prepared for people to say things that make absolute no sense. Because we see people who have great common sense and still say things that are weird. So people just say things, they don't even mean it. 90% of the time, they don't mean anything by it. They're just talking.
Right. They're not mean people. They just
don't know
and
that
they
they're
don't
messing it up.
understand the impact of what they say, what kind of impact can have, to you when you're selling your home.
Sure. So what can happen is you can have Mrs. Johnson come in and tell you, oh, well, it's so nice to see, let's say your name's, Mrs. Smith. It's so nice, Mrs. Smith, that, Mrs. Seller, you've decided to sell that house. Hey, did you ever get that rat problem taken care of? Who knows what they're going to say? They're going to say weird things. They're going to say odd things. They may say things like they're going to compare your house to their house the entire time.
Right.
Oh, my fireplace is bigger. Oh, my roof is newer.
Or I had the same kitchen, but I just got rid of it.
Yeah, this is like really old. Why didn't you replace it? You're going to hear things like that, excuse me, if you're not prepared. One of the things that we do, though, to alleviate that is we actually set up a pre-open house just for the neighborhood.
On a weekday?
So that you invite all of your neighbors over. They get to see it because they're going to come to your open house anyway. You
Yeah.
give them the special invitation. You have them come over ahead of time like we do. We have them come. It's an open, friendly environment,
During the week, most likely.
and it's private to the rest of the public. They just come themselves. They say all these great things to us, and it's out of their system. And then guess what?
Exactly.
Open house day. Yay, open house day. You don't have any of those crazy conversations.
And then on Sunday,
happening.
you get pure buyers that are really looking
Absolutely.
to, to buy a home and not to compare their home with your home.
Yeah, it alleviates a lot of that space. So be prepared, though. Even though they will come, they will be still saying strange, odd things. And they will be making comments. Again, we recommend that you're not there for the open house.
Just in their
but people
nature,
will
yeah.
say things. And not to mention,
Chanel agrees with that?
she's feeling much better. See how calm she is?
Mm-hmm.
She feels better already.
She agrees with everything we say?
Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
It's all good. See how she barks all the time? Terrible. So, a lot of the times that will. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. Sorry.
Chanel, are you okay?
She
or-
got excited about the open house. People were coming over. So at the open house, you'll be also experiencing people going through and opening your cabinets, opening drawers, opening doors,
Very common, all the time.
and
Not
you
only
want them to. You want them to, so to speak, kick the tires,
Yeah, yeah.
because the more that they test drive your home,
The better it is, and it means that, they are interested.
and that when they go into escrow, let's say they get an offer to you that you love, you like that number, and you're moving forward. Let's say you get that. You don't want to have the opportunity for them to change their mind because they didn't have time to look at things.
Exactly.
So we want them to come in, feel comfortable, feel at home from day one, because you don't want to go into escrow more than once. You really don't. It's better for you long term. So knowing that, be prepared. So again, we say, keep items out of your home that you don't want other people to see. Okay, so some of them are things that we can talk about, and some things are more private. So box them up, take them away, take them somewhere else. Know that you will be having families come through, and little kids,
And little kids, yeah.
they're going to see shiny, pretty things, and they're going to be interested. Listen, it wouldn't be the first time or the last time we've heard stories where our colleagues are running an open house. Look, sometimes the kids pick up shiny rings. And then they come back like 2 hours later. Thank goodness they've come back. And they're like, the owners are panic stricken because they can't find the ring. Please protect yourself. It happens by accident. Most of the time it's not intentional, although robberies can happen. So you want to make sure you're protecting yourself and that you've got your things squared away. So put your stuff in a safe or take it with you, or put it somewhere else where it's not at the residence anymore. Okay?
And even though we are there, or one of our associates or whatever, when we
It's
do
just
open
safer.
houses, we tend to do very successful open houses with lots of people. So,
Yeah, that is the
we
tradition.
can't hire
So-
security.
Well,
we
even
do
though you
keep an
have
eye.
people there, what's important is, look, don't make it an opportunity.
Exactly.
So more than anything, it may make you nervous. So be prepared for people to come in and around and do things. So
So you can have a clear mind when you're away.
absolutely. And in addition to that, you want to make sure that you're prepared for, now here comes the fun stuff. So since we know that the information age is now all online, what's going to happen next? These homes are going to be where? All over the internet, right?
Oh yeah.
So now that you have more exposure, you're going to have more people likely coming and knocking at your door. But keep in mind, people aren't necessarily thinking when they knock on your door. They get excited. So what's going to happen, Gregory? When are they going to show up at the door?
When?
Yeah. Anytime, right?
Oh yeah. They saw up like 11 o'clock at night. They were passing by and they were like, "Oh, I saw the sign. So sorry. Let me take a look."
Is 11:30 too late for me to come by and open? Can I knock on the door? I know it's Sunday night, 11:30 p.m.
I don't want to bother you, but I'm leaving town tomorrow and I really want to see your house.
Is it okay? I know you guys are all asleep. People, again, they don't realize that's what's happening. We put up signage for that, but you got to be prepared regardless, because people will show up and be excited and they're ready to go.
Right.
So,
So
also,
some other things, some other tips we would like to share with you.
What's your favorite one? I have another one that's brewing in the background.
I would like to talk about pricing. I think everybody gets interested on that.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so
You're going to get, wait, don't forget the weird questions. We forgot about the walls.
oh yeah. Weird questions. all
Weird
the time.
statements. You're going to get, people don't know any better. Okay, look, it's the general public, the serious buyers will already know the answer. But you will get people in your house. It's a house on a block where there's just single family houses. People will come in and say things like, is this a townhouse? Is this a
Exactly.
mobile home? No, it's not. I mean, it could be mobile, I suppose, in some.
Somebody down
Wizard
the
of
street
Oz
told
way.
me this or that or the other thing.
Yeah. Do you guys ever have a nuclear waste dump under your house? I mean, you're going to get weird questions, but
Yeah.
but I want you hopefully to walk away from this dialogue to think to yourself, to be slightly entertained as much as you possibly can be throughout the process. It's not necessarily funny, but it could be, either stressful or entertaining. Well, I recommend you go with entertaining because when you have a great agent who's taking care of your stuff, it'll just be fun stories you get to tell for the future.
It's all about
The entertainment.
exactly.
All about the entertainment.
And that's why we say, like, hire a good team that can take care of the sale of your home. So you won't have to answer, or you won't even have to hear these silly questions, and you won't have to, expect anybody to come at 11 o'clock at night and knock on the door.
Some things are going to be unavoidable, and you will get things as well. You'll get in the offers, and we're going to talk about pricing in a minute, but you will get in the offers, you will get statements that say, okay, so we know your house is listed for $1.25 million. Okay, so let's say it's $1.25 million. Let's just say that's the
Yeah.
number. Because we like the number today. That's the number I like.
Okay.
1.25 is my number today.
You feel like 1.25
I feel
today?
like, 1.338 is really my number, but 1.250 is my number. Let's say that's the number. You're going to get offers that come in that are for like $750,000. And they will absolutely infuriate you with good reason. And no. Go ahead, Gregory.
No, I was going to say, you're waiting so long for an offer, and then a 750 offer comes in.
Yeah, I mean, by the time it gets on the market, the first few days you get an offer, you're going to get offers. 750. It's okay. It does not mean that your home is worth 750 if you're listing at 1.25. However, the market will determine your price. But be prepared that people will send things in not because they necessarily think that's the value, but they believe that they can get a better deal.
Exactly.
And they don't understand the currency of the market, meaning it's what's currently happening and also what money gets you, what kind of property and what location.
Correct.
So keep it in mind that you may see things that you're going to think are crazy and ridiculous. And let's not forget that in the offer, you will also see things that will include, hey, can you guys add a second story onto the house in the next 30 days? And then we'll buy it for the same price or less. You'll
Yeah.
see I'm being obviously I'm being facetious, but you're going to see things that will come up and you'll be entertained. It
Can you
does
expand the home a
happen.
little bit this way so we can have another extra
Yeah.
room?
What were you? Yeah. People will say funny things on occasion. So again, we're always looking for the entertainment within these things. So
Right.
it'll come up.
But it is very important. Pricing is very, very important. When we discuss pricing with our clients, with our homeowners that become sellers, what sets the price is really the market. It's not me, it's not CoCo, it's not the owner, it's the market. It's based on the previous sales, on the trend in the neighborhood, and
Condition of the home.
condition of
and
the home.
That's
and
why it's so important that you have it for the those
exactly.
renovations and I don't mean huge renovations. I just mean you can do renovations, like huge renovations, and we didn't mention that. But if you want to invest, you be prepared for thinking about timing. It can be great to your benefit that you put in newer materials, but think about when your timing will be to go on the market. If you're going to put in a bunch of money and you're not going to put it on the market for 1.5 to 2 years, think about how you will get the return. And think about your neighborhood. If you're just for your own enjoyment, by all means, knock yourself out.
Exactly.
That's a different story. So.
Okay.
And
What
you were
else?
saying about pricing, though, that the market.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That it's not me or CoCo or the owners that set the price. It's the market and the sales and
The availability. That's
yeah.
another thing. one thing to know about homes that have easy access and have an excellent rate. Really, the commission base that you're going to give an agent is important to show for the other side. They have to be incentivized. You're going to bring the best agents when you have the best ability to give the compensation to the buyer's agent.
Incentives can be very important.
Very important for bringing the right type of demographics of people coming to your property that will bring you the offers that you're looking for.
Exactly.
That's really what you want to make sure you hit your target audience.
Good point, Coco. Good point.
Yeah, good job. So that brings up the next question. Should you sell it with an agent? To sell
Of
or
course
to
you
not
should
to sell?
sell.
That is the question.
Exactly. It's not the question, should I sell with an agent or should I not? The question is, do I want to sell it or do I not want to sell it?
Right.
That's really the question.
And we hear stories of what's called the for sale by owner or the FSBO, as we call them.
For sale by owner, Facebook.
Right. So
Brave people that I admire, which I admire, and they're trying to
that's right.
to sell their home, to sell their own home, by themselves. It's like going to the doctor and not going to the doctor and trying to do the surgery yourself. Like, can't do it.
You wouldn't want to be your own heart surgeon.
Exactly.
And we say that as it's a very sensitive issue. People selling for sale by owners, there may be a perception, hey, look, they just gave me all the tips. I'm already prepared. I'm ready to go. I can do this paperwork. Except,
If it was that easy.
and there's more to it than that. California, let's face it, California is the most litigious state in the entire country. Wherever there is an opportunity for a lawsuit to take place, it shows up. And within these circles, especially in real estate, that is one of the most common areas where you can get into a legal dispute.
On a sale, the liability is huge. That's why we have licenses, and that's why we get training every day.
Yes, absolutely. You have contingent education, as well as we're constantly in the middle of what forms are being necessary, what documents need to be prepared, what disclosures have to be given. There's so many reports to have. You have to have title insurance. You have to make sure insurance is completed. You must have, yes. Yes, absolutely.
I think she has a
Don't be
question
scared.
about the insurance.
Did you have a question about title? You're okay? Okay. So it's important to keep in mind that there are a huge load of documents involved in any transaction. Easily,
Right.
we're talking, if there's no loan involved, we're easily talking about 125 documents or pages of items to go through. What if you don't have all of those? And then, sure, you think, okay, well, you know what, I can do this myself. Okay, a lot of times here, look, the truth is, nationwide, this is not something that's not from us. This is from the National Association of Realtors. The homes that are being sold by agents versus for sale by owners. For sale by owner notoriously makes less money in their pocket.
They sell for less.
They sell for far less.
Far less.
And they're the first group that is in any kind of a legal dispute.
Exactly.
And they take longer to sell. It's a long-term process. We don't recommend it to people, not just because we're agents. Listen, if I weren't an agent, I still wouldn't sell it myself. I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't. I would give it to someone who is a professional. And I say that to you for your own sake. It's not worth your next chapter thinking about getting to the next space when you have to consistently be worried about what was done and not done in the last. And they can sue you for quite a period of time. So why put yourself at risk for a small percentage? And here's the kicker. Even if you're on the market, let's say you then have to be available for phone calls. Mm-hmm. You have to be available for questions. So it doesn't get entertaining after a while. After a while, it's pretty irritating. People calling with weird questions, timing. You have to run your own open house.
Exactly.
And you don't want to be that person directly emotionally involved. Believe me, don't even take my word for it, but in the experience we've had and all the experiences we've seen, if you've decided, okay, well, I will be representing myself in the transaction, but I will give compensation to just the buyer's agent only.
Which means you're giving out 2.5%, which means for another,
if you're going to give away 2.5%, guess what's going to happen? That buyer's agent is still going to run you. They're not going to help you. The idea isn't to help you unless they're representing you. Mm-hmm. And that means you're still open to all of these legal situations. And again, likely you will sell that home for far less, and you're selling for a percentage you're giving away anyway. And here's the funny part. Even if you put it on the market for 6%, 3% to your buyer, to the buyer's side, 3% to your listing agent. In fact, I recommend you do 3.5 to your listing agent and 2.5 to the buyer's side, because your agent who's handling your side, who's handling everything that's going on for you, you want to make sure they're negotiating the best for you at the same time.
Exactly.
Because anything that comes up, you want to make sure everything that could possibly be covered is covered. You're paying for that. The marketing, the extra materials, the phone calls, the strange questions, disclosures.
The agent that is going to represent you is the person who is going to bring you the more money, is going to be the person who's going to protect you, keep you out of the liability, so, and market your home and spend money to market your home.
And give you peace of mind. You don't have to take the phone calls. You don't have to take the strange inquiries. You don't have to take the calls. Can I see the house? I know it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I know it's a holiday. You don't have to take care of any of that. You don't even have to talk to ever the buyer or the buyer's agent once. And for you, for negotiation purposes, for liability,
you don't want to.
It's a score that way.
Yeah, you don't
and
want.
Here's the funny part. When you use an agent and not for sale by owner, you're going to make more money. You're going to pay for that back in your pocket, meaning whatever you would spend percentage-wise, you're still likely going to still exceed what you would have sold for the property by yourself.
Exactly.
So it pays for itself. We highly recommend that you move in that direction.
Agents that take listings, not all of them, but in general, they tend to bring more money, and they tend to sell it way faster than a for sale by owner.
That's a National Association of Realtors statistic. That's fact.
Exactly.
And it's usually for quite a percentage more. So you're talking, any percentage that you have that you can be taken away out of the legal loop. Me personally, if I'm going to pay someone 2.5%, I might as well pay the 5%, and then it's off my back. I don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about anything. Exactly.
And you're set. Plus, you can start focusing on what's important to you, like your family, like your move. You get what you pay for.
What if this 5% is going to bring you 10% back? So it's going to bring you 5 more,
Exactly.
Why not?
And that's generally what the case is. So you get far more in your pocket that way.
Exactly.
We really recommend you go that direction.
I would also like to talk about, we talked about, little things that you do to make your home look a little better. I would like to say a few things about, renovations. Like, if you would like to spend a little more money, what to do and where to spend those money.
Ah, yes. The money-making tips about what renovations are important.
I like making money to people.
Yeah.
And I like to
That's the whole
help
idea.
them. Exactly.
You want them to, you would give that advice to anyone, to give them the most back in their pocket, for sure.
I like my clients to be happy. Anyway, so yeah, let's
Absolutely.
say you have a small budget to start doing some renovations. Where would we start, Coco?
Oh, kitchen.
Why?
Kitchen, please. Hey, look, the reality is, even in this modern era, the kitchen is still the heart of the home. Whether you're a bachelor or you're a family of 5, it doesn't matter. The kitchen is still the center of attraction for anything from yourself to even just family coming over or friends coming over and having an entertainment center. Mm-hmm. The kitchen is the center of all things.
Exactly.
So they sell homes, kitchens,
and bathrooms.
The bathrooms.
And let me say something on the kitchens, please, before you go.
I
Be
will,
Be
yes.
smart. Everybody wants a happy wife. So somebody goes to a kitchen that is not renovated and goes to another kitchen that it is renovated, where the wife would like to go. So who's actually picking the place?
Oh, my goodness. Did you just say that women are in charge of the kitchen?
I did, actually.
No one's calling in to say anything about that right now?
Everybody wants a
brother.
happy wife.
Oh, my goodness. I love it already. That's hysterical. Okay, well, sort of, yes. Okay. Just for the sake of argument, I'll go in that direction for this at the moment. Okay, so yes, let's say your kitchen is important. And let's say that you're in a household where your spouse or the lady of the house is in charge of the kitchen. Give her the kitchen she wants.
Exactly.
But I say that about everything anyway. Just give her what she wants.
Step back and let her choose.
It's all right. What do you care? She's going to make you likely a nice meal anyway. But that's just a guess. But
Plus, it's gonna be her mistake afterwards, not yours.
now we're talking seriously controversial statements. Woo! There'll be fight
I'm only
words
kidding.
out there. I'm so glad I'm not married to you, buddy.
I'm only kidding. She will have no one to blame.
Okay, anyway. We're so going to let that go right now. No, I'm not. Okay, so okay, so let's just say that's the case. So kitchens sell. That's the bottom line. No matter who's in the kitchen, and more, just so you know out there, everybody, more and more men are in charge of the kitchen. So get the kitchen you like. Bottom line, spend your time where your money is going to be spent in the kitchen, and
Right.
do it anyway. That's the heart. So then the bathrooms.
And the kitchens are also the ones that get
We're
you,
back to the kitchen.
get you
Obviously,
the
he's hungry.
the most
Ladies
value.
and gentlemen, he's hungry.
Kitchens get the most value. That's what I wanted to say.
What? We couldn't hear you.
I said kitchen get the most value.
Ah, okay.
That's what I wanted to say. Like if you do a renovation to the living room or to the kitchen is going to give your money more times than living room would.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's a smart investment.
I would agree with you there. I
That's
have
all.
no problem.
That's all. You can.
All right. So, and we can keep you up to date on what the things out there are trending in the market. We have a great renovation artist that we work with that hopefully will be joining us here very soon.
Very soon.
We can talk about what's selling in the hills, the Hollywood Hills especially, what brings the most kick and bang for your buck, what materials are happening out there. Hey guys, before you make your decision, please consult with a professional what's going on. And I don't mean just necessarily going to the local, home improvement center. I mean, talk with some people.
Yeah, take a professional advice.
It's not going to hurt you to get the input from somebody else.
After all, as I said, it's an investment. So
That's right.
you want the more.
Are you going to talk about the bathrooms or not?
Go ahead.
Sheesh. So anyway, don't leave the cabinets in the bathroom unattended to, please. If you're going to do a renovation and you're going to spend some money, listen, you're likely going to get every penny you spent back if you do it right. So do yourself a favor, replace the cabinets. A lot of people have gone back and not
Easy.
replaced the cabinets. They've just put in new tile or they painted over it. Hey, look, every home has a different project. Every home is different. And it's important to know what your budget is up front. Realistically, be realistic of what your budget is. Be realistic what your time frame is. Like, for example, say you have a home that just from the get-go, it needs renovation. And you have to move and be in Chicago in 2 months.
In 2 months, yeah.
If you have to be there in 2 months and you have $5,000 to spend maximum,
You don't start tearing the whole thing
don't
down.
tear anything down. Please give yourself a break. Go with the minimum pieces to just upgrade what it looks like. Get it clean, get it solid looking, get it across the board, having a more complete feel. It will really help. That's plenty to get you where you need to go.
Listen to CoCo, she's always right.
Wow, I'll have to write that down and take it with me places. Can I put that on my phone so next time you call me about a deal, I can be like, what? What did you say? I have this note here. Let me play it again.
What else?
There's so much more to talk about. We don't want to overwhelm you. There are many things to go over. But keep in mind that when you're thinking about selling, let's talk about and keep in mind that when are the hottest times to sell? Hottest times to sell is when it's hot. Summer.
Exactly.
Hottest times, hottest prices, hottest market.
After Easter to September, October.
Yep, October.
September,
Then it
yeah.
picks up again at the end of the year, but mostly those at the end of the year are people who are like, holy smokes. They're the same as like the last minute holiday shoppers.
Right.
They're like, oh.
Did I just miss out?
I need to buy something in this year. So the last week they go crazy, but it's not as likely they can close on time. So
For tax purposes before the year is over.
absolutely. It does not a lot at the end of the year, but just keep in mind and be prepared, be ready to be on the market. Keep in mind what your time frames are. If you have any concern about what you think that will be, if you have enough time, if you want a consultation, if you need some information, or you just want some feedback on what we think. I was just at a home yesterday and I did the same thing. We go in, we give you an idea what you can expect. You can get some feedback as to what's most important and get prepared.
Yeah.
So,
Just give us a call.
yep. What's the number?
Here in the session?
No.
Oh, Mine is 562-537-2595. And CoCo's is
Is 323.
495.
Huh?
495?
No.
No, that's the 818. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I always mix them up. I'm sorry.
it's all good.
Okay. And CoCo's is
425-9484.
There you go.
Absolutely. You can call us anytime, though. If you don't even need the phone number, it's glam@glamestates.com.
Exactly.
How easy is that?
Glam at Glam Estates.
Glam it up, baby. That's the way to roll.
And check us out, all social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, our videos on YouTube.
We have so many exciting things coming up as well. So stay tuned. We've got, we've got some location work we've been working on. As we talked about location. So we have some episodes coming up of some fun things to know about everywhere you can live in this country and outside of it.
Right.
So stay tuned. Lots to come. And send us your thoughts and your ideas. Those are what fuel the next episodes and give you the best information and feedback so you can be ready for your next step.
Let us know what you would like the next week discussion to be.
That's right. That's great.
So that was it pretty much
Yeah.
for today.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
So until the next one,
Yep.
glam it up, baby.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Glam it up.
You're listening to Glam Estates Radio with your hosts, CoCo and Gregory, right here on LA Talk Radio.